What does Milesguo say all the time? You have 150,000 of your citizens dead, and you're not pointing the finger to where the problem is in Beijing? It's outright 72. To our colleague here who wrote that, they're not just going to turn it over. They're not going to turn it over. 72 hours. Give him 72 hours that they haven't turned over everything. They've given access to everything he wants. You drop the hammer on them. You sanction the banks. You sanction the individuals. You cut them off from the dollar. You sanction Wang Qishan and General Secretary Xi. You take all the money they've stolen from the Chinese people and you seize it. Attorney General Barr seizes it in the United States. The only thing they understand is smash mouth. Okay? That's what they've done to the world. Dr. Yan, are they going to willingly, knowing what you went through to find out what you found, and they said they're going to disappear you, do you believe what the Wall Street Journal called for, that the CCP will ever voluntarily turn over full access to the Wuhan lab?
Yeah, but I want to address another thing. It's not only related to the Wuhan Virus Institute. It's also related to all these kind of research institute controlled by CCP or influenced by that. I mean, even not only in mainland China, for example, in my lab, the WHO reference lab based in Hong Kong, they all controlled by CCP government, and they will do anything the CCP government wants them to do because they dare not to against their ratings.
Oh, hang on, real quickly. We got a couple minutes left. WHO, you're a WHO reference lab, which essentially means you were the supervising the WHO's eyes and ears into mainland China from Hong Kong to keep an eye on this. Was the WHO complicit in this cover-up, and to the best of your knowledge?
Okay, the thing I know is WHO and mainland government actually based on our lab in Hong Kong. It's like the bridge between them and makes them have more communication and better relationship to each other. So the WHO expert, we have several top experts in the world in my lab, and they should and they're responsible to report these things happen in China as a potential public health risk to WHO, and WHO should be responsible to tell it to the world on time, in time. And what happened is when these experts, I'm sure they know it because I directly told my supervisor and my husband, I told him, he directly told my peers, but this expert did nothing, and maybe they also discussed with WHO, but final result is they decide to collaborate with CCP government and do nothing. And also the worst thing is later these scientists stand up to support the origins of nature theory to CCP government and also help them to do this kind of scientific lies and cheat all the world. You can come back to see how many wrong things, wrong instructions come from WHO since COVID-19.
You're saying lies, cover-ups, collaboration with the CCP from WHO, no doubt in your mind?
Of course.
Dr. Yan will be joining us tomorrow. I will be back on the flagship of the new federal state of China, but I'll be beamed in for this interview. Tomorrow's going to be another blockbuster. We're going to have all the tech hearings. Remember, yesterday in 5.5 hours, the Democrats did not ask Bill Barr one question about China. When he comes out and has this amazing speech last week that talks about what we're doing with China, not one question. Today on Capitol Hill, some of the Republicans, we're going to get to the bottom of this, are trying to use a head fake by saying, hey, to make us be able to stand up to China, we've got to keep the concentration of power in these tech companies. It's the exact opposite. These companies are all in business with the CCP. That is a bald-faced lie. The last thing we knew is more empowerment of these tech companies because they're not helping us in the fight with the Chinese Communist Party. They're in business with the Chinese Communist Party. It's outrageous to use that as an excuse. And so tomorrow, Dr. Yan, We'll bring you back. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And I really want to tell you how much you helped for our Hong Kong protesters, for all the people who are against CCP government and try to tell truth to the world. For our whistleblower movement, you really give a lot of support, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Look, it's an honor for us to do it. You guys are heroes. You inspire us every day because it's the freedom of the Chinese people, the great event of the first half of the 21st century. And with the freedom of the Chinese people, guess what? Come the freedom of the American people. It's through your freedom we're going to get our freedom back. That's what this fourth turning is about. It's about oppressive dictatorship run by cultural Marxists or actual Marxists versus the Alliance of Liberty. You guys have thrived in the United States, and you're going to thrive more with liberty and freedom. Okay.